All right, let's do this. All right, welcome back. Today we're talking about what. Your first lesson was talking about who. Now we'll start to talk about what. Take that audience that you want to speak to, that you want to inform and entertain. And I want you to come up with a big list of problems, of hopes, of dreams, of aspirations, of barriers. These are all the things that your potential audience, the people you want to inform and entertain, are facing every single day. What do they want to become? What are the things that they're insecure about? What do they want to learn more about? What are they interested in, but they don't have the time or the expertise to actually become experts in that? List these out. What are barriers? Man, I want to get my OCS certification, but it's really overwhelming. I've heard that it takes a lot of time and effort and studying, and I just don't have that right now. This is beginning to get inside the mind of your audience. Nothing is off limits. Okay, throw everything down on this list. Try to get inside the mind of your potential audience, because eventually you're going to do something with this. I'm not just making you make a list for no reason. You're going to take this list and you're going to pare it down with your what. So the other half of today's lesson is your what. What are the things that you're an expert in, you're excited by, you're intrigued by, you want to know more about? You should be passionate and informed. You don't need to be the world's leading expert on any of these topics, but remember, you're trying to educate and entertain, or both at the same time, about some of these topics. You can do this by sharing your own personal insight. You can do it by doing research on these topics and then distilling it down and sharing it with an audience. You can bring on a guest and do Q&A, all different types of formats. Today's lesson is about paying attention to what your audience wants to become and what you can bring to the table. And if you create these two lists and you start to cross these over, if they were a perfect Venn diagram, where those two lists cross over, that is the content you need to be creating. Got your audience, your who, in lesson 1. Today's lesson is focused on what. What is your audience lacking? What are the things that they're seeking out actively? Be as specific or general as you want, and then do the same for yourself. Take a long, hard look at the things that would fire you up. Now, here's a warning. Don't start creating content because your audience wants to know more. Hold on a second. Then why did I create that list? Don't only create that content because your audience wants to learn more. It's got to be where what your audience is looking for, their hopes, their dreams, their fears, their aspirations, and where your list crosses over, where those things match. That is sustainable. You're excited about it, which means you're going to put the time and the effort into creating good content about it. It's not just checking a box. So where their what and your what cross are the things that you should have in your podcast. I call this your why, your shared passion. If you were at a dinner party or a happy hour and someone said, "Hey, I heard you had a podcast. What is it?" Number 1, you would share with them your XYZ statement, right? Number 2, the next question is going to be, well, what have you done episodes on, or what can I learn? Which is a valid question. And you need to come back with information or guests, topics, insight, things that they're going to learn that you are passionate about, that when you mention to your ideal listener, they light up. They're already pulling their phone out of their pocket and they're saying, "What's your show? How do I subscribe?" So today's lesson, let's get inside the mind of your audience. Take your time, hopes, dreams, fears, barriers, aspirations of your audience, and then take a really good, honest look at yourself and do the same for you. And where those two cross, that is your shared passion. That is your why. Their what plus your what equals your why. Now we're starting to get closer to understanding the type of content that you'll be creating when you launch.